It takes a lot of effort, years of training, and an overwhelming desire to succeed. They're ready for the challenge. Are you? Here's your host, Jim Janone.
Thank you very much, and hi again, everybody, and we welcome you once again to another game of Granite State Challenge. Nice to have you along as we have really moved along quickly through our opening round of play. 14 of our 16 opening round games have been completed. We have this game this week and one next week, and we will be heading into our second round of competition. Two new schools to compete against each other tonight, the winner to move on into that second round. Let us introduce you to the players and the schools participating tonight. First of all, we have the team from Bow High School with an enrollment of about 640 students located in the town of Bow in the capital city region of the state.
Hi, I'm Phil Sletton and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Andrew Marr and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Ben Chen and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Kismet Sweat and I'm a junior.
With us for the program this evening, the coaches for the team, Michelle Miller and Marcel Duhame. Their alternates are Katie Mosier and Will Mitchell, and they are the Falcons of Bow High School. So there you have the team from Bow. Now let's take a moment to introduce you to their opponents for tonight's game, they being the team from Fall Mountain Regional High School. Its enrollment of about 675 students, and Fall Mountain is located in the western portion of New Hampshire.
Hi, I'm Brian Doyle and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Patrick Doyle and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Abby Collinsworth and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Andrew Street and I'm a junior.
Also with us for the program, the coach for the team, he is Nick Belsky, and his alternates tonight are Alan Furland and Jake Chamberlain, and they are the Wildcats of Fall Mountain Regional High School. So those are the two teams. One last introduction. We'd like to introduce you to our judges for tonight's game. And tonight they are Mary Riley Potter and Jim Farrell, and we thank them for their participation in our game. All right, we're ready to go into our first round, which is a 10-point toss-up round. Then we'll get into our bonus and 60-second rounds, but we'll tell you all about that as we get near them. Right now it's Bow and Fall Mountain wishing you good luck. Here we go for 10 points. Which word precedes all of the following to create religious terms? Book, shepherd, Friday, Andrew of Fall Mountain.
Good.
Good. Good book, good shepherd, good Friday. Good answer. 10 points. Here we go for 10 points. Identify either the word for prophetic meaning or, when spelled in reverse, the surname of the captain of the Nautilus, a submarine in Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The word of the prophetic meaning was an omen, and the captain was Nemo. Here we go for 10 points. Understory and canopy are terms for levels within what general kind of biome? Andrew of Fall Mountain.
Tropical rainforest.
Yes, sir. Forest is what we're looking for. Correct. Your next 10-pointer, the ruby-throated hummingbird, prefers to feed from flowers of what color? Abby of Fall Mountain.
Red.
Red is right for another 10 points for Fall Mountain. Name the conic section that is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a Andrew of Bow.
Circle.
I can repeat it for Fall Mountain. Name the conic section that is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a fixed point and a fixed line. No talking? It is a parabola. Identify the American author known for writing about wondrous places and people in such works as his Pulitzer Prize-winning Tales of the South Pacific. He also wrote The Bridges at Toko-Ri, Sayonara, and Hawaii. The author was James Michener. Paper and pencil is found in front of you. You might want to try it for this question. A barnyard containing only chickens and pigs has a total of 80 feet. How many pigs are in a barnyard if 10 chickens are there? We'll give you a chance to figure that out. A barnyard has only chickens and pigs, and they total 80 feet. Kismet of Bow.
15.
15 is right for the answer. Correctly done. Identify the short medieval trumpet used by armies because it was easy to carry and its high-pitched notes. Kismet of Bow.
Bugle.
Can repeat it for Fall Mountain. Identify the short medieval trumpet used by armies because it was easy to carry and its high-pitched notes were easily heard. Its name beginning with C is also used, Andrew.
Conch.
It is a clarion, as in the phrase a clarion call. What name is given to the fine, usually green crust formed by natural oxidation on bronze as it ages? Pat of Fall Mountain.
Tarnish.
Good try, Bo. The name is patina. Now for 10 points. Which word beginning with the letter T names the material of which the roof of the replica of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre that opened in London, Abbey of Fall Mountain?
Tin.
To repeat it for Bo, Kismet?
Thatch.
Thatch is correct for your 10 points. What word beginning with H designates a small town such as Chappaqua, New York? Phil of the Bow.
Hamlet.
Hamlet. President Clinton and his wife live in Chappaqua. Well done for 10 points. Which country seized the USS Pueblo on January 23rd, Brian of Fall Mountain?
North Korea.
North Korea. That's back in 1968. Well done. Another 10-pointer on the table. In 1993, four-time Oscar-winning composer John Williams ended 13 seasons as music director of which New England Pops orchestra? Kismet of
Boston
Bow.
Symphony Orchestra.
That is correct for 10 points. I had paper and pencil in front of you. If $6,500 is invested for 3 years at an interest of 4%, how much simple interest is earned after 3 years? And again, we'll give you time to work on that. If $6,500 is invested for 3 years at an interest of 4%, how much simple interest in dollars is earned after 3 years? And the answer being $780. Heading into the home stretch for our opening round. Donald Trump's Taj Mahal includes a $10,000 a night suite named after the king of Macedon, the son of Philip II. Name him, Andrew of Fall Mountain.
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great is correct. Which American entertainer became known as Satchmo? Andrew of Fall Mountain.
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong is well done again. Which number completes the following phrase? Section blank for a military discharge for mental incompetence.
8.
Brian of Fall Mountain. Say it again.
8.
8 is right for your 10 points. Identify the volunteer operation that won the 1999 Nobel Peace Prize for its efforts in more than 80 countries since its founding in 1971. Andrew of Bow.
Habitat for Humanity.
Can repeat it for Fall Mountain, and I won't, Brian.
Greenpeace.
It is known in France as Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders is what we're looking for. Identify the machine that spins test tubes at high speeds. Andrew of Bow.
Centrifuge.
Centrifuge is correct and can separate blood cells from plasma. Well, we just know how much you love the math question, so let's give you another one. Here we go. How many real numbers satisfy the equation y squared plus 2y minus 15 equals 0? How many real numbers satisfy the equation, Ben of Bow?
2.
2 is right for 10 points. What is the title of Ralph Waldo Emerson's famous essay that, well, I guess we'll have to put that one in the back. There's the sound ending the game, ending the round. It'll be Bow and Fall Mountain in a real good opening round. Fall Mountain on top by a score of 70-60. All right, before we head into our bonus round, we'll take our first time out. And we have Tim Astilos joining us, as he does each and every week. He meets up with the players prior to the game. Right now, he's talking with the team from Bow High School. Tim?
Thanks, Jim. We're here with the team from Bow High School. Phil right here is the team captain. Now, you're an amateur radio operator.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that since I was 13, and you take a test given to you by the government, and it's an aptitude test, and you get to operate on the radio.
Do you, communicate with other people? Do you have your own radio station?
No, there are 3 million other amateur radio operators around the world, and I can talk to any one of them.
And he also is a classic rock fan. Who are some of your favorite bands?
I like Led Zeppelin, The Who, Cream, Rush, Bob Boston.
Ah, all the old good stuff. Very good. Over here we've got Andrew. Now, Andrew studied terrorism, but in a serious way at St. Paul's this summer.
Yes, and for the Advanced Studies program, I studied international terrorism and political violence. We looked at it academically, historically, and in current events.
So you've got to be very involved in terms of watching what's happening in the news these days, I'd imagine.
Yep, with Iran and its nuclear issues and things like that.
Now, you're also a cross-country runner. You know, how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that since my freshman year of high school. I've improved each year, and I've been really enjoying it.
How far do you run usually each time?
Well, our races are 5 kilometers. That's 3.1 miles.
I mean, you know, I'm having a heart attack just thinking about that myself. Down here we have Ben, who plays violin, but you study several languages. So what are some of the languages?
Yes, I studied Spanish and Latin in school, and I studied Chinese and Japanese.
So basically, you're a one-man UN here. You could be sort of a translator for all those things at some point. You also read science fiction. You know, what kind of books are you into in that regard?
Mostly the Terry Brooks and...
You like some of the Isaac Asimov stuff, some of the older things?
I haven't read any of that, but I might get into it.
Okay, he might get into it. That's a promise. We'll hold him to it. Kismet over here with a beautiful name, by the way. Now, you're the class president. You knit. Tell us about that a little bit.
Oh, well, I really enjoy helping my school, and so I ran for class president. And then knitting's just sort of a hobby I picked up as a younger girl. It's really fun to like make hats and sort of make things that are actually usable, so it's a lot of fun.
You come from a huge family very quickly. You know, how many people are in your family?
There's 7 of us kids, and then I also have a brother-in-law now, and then I have lots of pets, and my parents, obviously.
They're expanding. They could be their own little town, Kismet's group there, and this is your team from Bow High School.
And there you see the Falcons representing Bow High School this evening. Right now trailing in the game only by 10, though, in a good opening round game. But I would like to make one clarification for those folks at home. We do have a rule, as all the schools know, that the first word out of your mouth is the answer that you give. Going back to a question that Kismet answered about the John Williams ending 13 seasons as music director, then she buzzed in. It was going to be which New England Pops orchestra. She said Boston Symphony Orchestra, but she said Boston first, and that was the answer on the card. That's why we give her the 10 points. All right, so now let's go on into our bonus round. Bow and Fall Mountain, this is the bonus. 10-point toss-ups remain the same, but then the team that identifies the toss-up correctly gets a chance to get some bonus points. So here we go for 10 points. What word identifies both a small, shallow pan used in ancient Rome and the kneecap, or the movable bone at the front of the human knee? Brian of Fall Mountain.
Patella.
Patella is correct for your 10 points. So we'll go over to Fall Mountain. And Brian, you are the team captain. You can talk to everybody and choose from these categories. Where the red fern grows, that's astronomical or anatomy. Where the red fern grows, that's astronomical or anatomy.
We'll pick anatomy.
Let's go with anatomy. And again, Brian, you can talk to everybody, but I take your answer for the team. 5 points apiece. Identify each of the following concerning science. Flexible, non-bony tissue that gives support and shape to body parts. You don't have to press. Just tell your answer to Brian.
Cartilage.
Cartilage is correct. Body organ that removes the excess glucose from the blood and stores it in the form of a compound called glycogen.
Pancreas.
It is the liver. Long bone of the arm from the elbow to the wrist, whose name is derived from the Latin word for elbow.
Ulna.
That is, we'll take that, judges. Ulna is correct for the 5 points. 10 total on the 15. All right. We're ready to go with another 10-point toss-up. Which term is used in sculpture to designate any work in which the figures project from a background? Phil of Bow.
Relief.
Relief is well done. We'll go over to Bow, and Phil, you are the team captain. You can choose from where the red fern grows. That's astronomical or larger than life. Where the red fern grows, that's astronomical, larger than life.
We'll take larger than life.
Let's go with larger than life. Phil, you can talk to everybody. I take your answer for the team. Identify each of the following concerning the word big. Computer company nicknamed Big Blue.
IBM.
Correct. River nicknamed the Big Muddy.
Missouri.
Correct. City of Big Ben, a clock tower bell.
London.
15 out of 15 on the bonus. All right, let's go with another 10-point toss-up. What word do geologists use to designate the largest of rock fragments? Phil of Bow.
Shale.
Fall Mountain. You're going to kick yourself. It's a boulder. All right, pencil and paper. Assume that on a map, 1 inch equals 50 feet. Now to the nearest full yard, what is the actual length in yards of a 13-inch long line on the map? As we do on all the math questions, we give you a little time to work that out. Assume that on a map, 1 inch equals 50 feet. Now to the nearest full yard, what is the actual length in yards of a 13-inch long line on the map, Andrew of Fall Mountain?
218.
Bo? We'll have to figure it out after, Andrew, because it was 217. Who wrote the music and lyrics for the musical Company? Stephen Sondheim. For 10 points. Mass, length, and time combine specifically to define what quantity? Mass, length, and time combine specifically to define what quantity? Ben or Bo?
Momentum.
Fall Mountain? Abby?
Energy?
It was force. For 10 points, identify, well, we're going to hold on to that until our end of our game. Look at this, halfway through. We've really got a good game going. Fall Mountain holding on to that slim lead by a score of 90-85. 62nd round coming right up. Before we get there, though, Tim rejoins us, this time talking with the team from Fall Mountain.
Thanks, Jim. We're here with the team from Fall Mountain Regional. Brian here is the team captain. Now, you are into football, first of all.
Yep. I play defensive back. I'm free safety on my team.
Now, you worked on something called Boys States. What's that?
Yeah, I participated in Boys State over the summer. It's a run by the American Legion. It's a mock government politics program, and with a bunch of other kids from New Hampshire. And that was a really enjoyable program. I got to go to the State House and talk to a few like local political leaders in New Hampshire. So it was a really enjoyable experience.
Sounds great. Now, if you see a slight resemblance between these two here, it is the fact that they are twins. You're the dominant twin, right?
Yes, sir.
So I guess that would make you the second dominant.
I suppose.
There's going to be an interesting conversation when they go home. Now, you are Pat. Now, you met Danny Ainge recently. You're a big Celtics fan.
I was visiting my friend in Boston, and we were walking down the street, and I see him coming out of the shop with a Boston Celtics hat on. And I said to my friend, wow, that's Danny. And we went up and talked to him, and he was always been my favorite player when he played back with Larry Bird.
Did you get an autograph or anything like that?
I did get an autograph. That was probably the highlight of my summer.
You didn't come across like a stalker or anything like that?
No, I hope not.
No, of course you did. And you also do mountain biking. That's got to be a lot of fun.
Mountain biking, snowboarding. More with the snowboarding. Getting ready for that this winter.
Sounds good. Down here we have Abby. Now, Abby has another brush with greatness. She watched the movie Wedding Crashers with Katie Couric.
I did.
How'd that come about?
She's a sister-in-law of my parents' friends, and they're also our neighbors, so they came to our house. She hung out in our kitchen, and we watched a movie.
Now, you also want to be a photojournalist. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm really interested in photography. I love capturing moments that you can't capture again, and I love spending hours in the darkroom developing my own pictures.
It's got to be a lot more creative that way, right?
It is.
All right.
Much more so.
Now, this guy over here is Andrew. Andrew with the big shoulders. He's an athlete. What kind of sports are you into?
I play football, winter track, and outdoor track too this year.
You lived in Japan as well.
I did for 3 years on an Air Force base.
And you wanted to get into the military at some point, I understand?
I do intend to join the military at some point in my life.
Tell viewers what your big catchphrase is.
It is kick it high octane.
Yes.
And it's very important because that's how I tell people how I did.
That's because he's got these big guns over here, and he's very proud of them. Anyway, this is your team from Fall Mountain Regional. He's going to sit down and give us 40. Let's get back to the game.
And thank you to the team for Fall Mountain. Right now they hold on to a slim 5-point lead as we are halfway through the game and moving on into our third round, our 62nd round. We'll be asking each team 10 questions in 1 minute. We give them 10 points for every correct answer. Even bonus them 10 points if they get them all under a minute. So the team that trails chooses first. So Bo, we can come over to you. You can choose between weather, all about acronyms, or death by dying. Weather, all about acronyms, or death by dying. Brian?
We'll take weather, please.
Let's go with weather. And again, Brian, you can talk to everybody, but I take your answer for the team. Identify each of the following weather terms from the given letter. Start the clock. The letter A, form of pollution produced by sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide resulting from...
Rain.
Correct. Letter B, instrument for measuring atmospheric pressure.
Barometer.
Correct. C, type of front that forms when a mass of frigid air. Correct. D, ocean regions near the equator known for dead calms and light fluctuating winds.
Pass.
E, relatively calm center of the hurricane.
Aye.
Correct. H, amount of water vapor in the atmosphere.
Humidity.
Correct. I, temporary return to mild, dry, and hazy summer weather during the late fall, following the
Indian summer.
Correct. J, narrow band of fast-moving air currents found at altitude.
Jet stream.
Correct. O, layer of the upper atmosphere that protects the Earth from ultraviolet.
Ozone.
Correct. S, word made from smoke and fog to designate
Smog.
a correct, judges. 9 out of 10 on their weather. Very well done. So we're going to put 90 points onto the board for Bo and go over to Fall Mountain, where they can choose from all about acronyms or death by dying.
All about acronyms.
All right, let's
please.
go with all about acronyms. Again, Brian, you represent the team with the team answer. Give the full name of the following abbreviations or initialisms. Start the clock. A1 in AI in computer science.
Artificial intelligence.
Correct. ASAP.
As soon as possible.
Correct. CIA in government.
Central Intelligence Agency.
Correct. DOA.
Dead on arrival.
Correct. ESP.
Extrasensory perception. Extrasensory perception.
Correct. FAQ.
Frequently asked question.
Correct. GPA.
Grade point average. Grade point average.
Correct. MRI.
Magnetic resonance imaging.
Correct. MVP.
Most valuable player.
Correct. PBS.
Public broadcast station.
Public Broadcasting Service. Judges, 9 out of 10. Well done, though, nonetheless. 9 out of 10 on their 60-second round. Well, both teams were flirting with that bonus of 10 points, but as a result, we stay exactly the same at 5-point difference. Fall Mountain 180 and Bo 175 in a high-scoring game. Now we come to the 10-point toss-ups the rest of the way. No more talking to each other, teams. Good luck. The winner to move on into our second round. Identify the Aldous Huxley novel about the future whose title is taken, Brian of Fall Mountain.
Brave New World.
Correct. For 10 points, recite the next line of the following song. Where seldom is heard a discouraging word. Abby of Fall Mountain.
And the skies are not cloudy all day.
You got it. Absolutely right. Well done. You pulled it out. Nicely done for 10 points. What word should the student have used when he wrote this line? In medieval times, the government of England was a limited mockery. Andrew of Fall Mountain.
Monarchy.
Monarchy instead of mockery, although some people might would and go and keep it right there as mockery. Here we go for 10 points. Which word ending in sphere designates the part of the earth that is covered by water? Abby of Fall Mountain.
Atmosphere.
Bo, Phil.
Hydrosphere.
Hydrosphere is correct for the 10 points. And again, I'll just remind for the folks at home wondering what happened there. When the person buzzes, we assume know the answer, and as a result, the gave the judges the hint that it was time to buzz. Here we go for 10 points. Name the 19th century South Carolinian known as the Napoleon of slavery because of his eloquent defense of both slavery and nullification. Pat of Fall Mountain. Bo? It was John C. Calhoun. Another 10-pointer. In which Puccini opera is a passage from the Star-Spangled Banner played? Abby of Fall Mountain.
Carmen.
Good try, Bo. Madame Butterfly, Madame Butterfly. All right, what is the logarithm of 0.01? What is the logarithm of 0.01, Andrew of Bo?
-1.
Fall Mountain.
Can you repeat it, please?
No, I can't. Andrew?
1.
It is -2. Just under 2 minutes to play in our game. Frenchman Jean-Pierre Rampal, who died in 2000, was famous as a soloist playing Baroque masterpieces on which woodwind instrument used in bands and orchestras? Brian of Fall Mountain.
Clarinet.
Bo? Andrew?
Flute.
Flute is right for 10 points. Name the 25th U.S. president known as the Napoleon of Protection because of his strong support for a protective tariff. Philip Bowe.
McKinley.
McKinley is correct for 10 points. Born to human parents, E.B. White Stuart Little was what kind of animal? Abby of Fall Mountain.
A mouse.
He was a mouse, correct. What's the early style of American furniture named for our system of government in the United States? Andrew of Fall Mountain.
Republican.
Bo. Kismet?
Republic.
It is federal. Just under a minute to go in our game. What term referring to cells is defined as having one chromosome of each homologous chromosome pair? Abby of Fall Mountain.
Heterogeneous.
Bo. Ben.
Gene.
It is haploid. 10-pointer. Which Canadian island city bears a name meaning Royal Mountain? Brian of Fall Mountain.
Vancouver.
I can repeat it for Bo. Which Canadian island city bears a name meaning Royal Mountain because of the mountain around which it is built? Phil.
Victoria.
It is Montreal. Name the wooden flute played like a whistle and especially popular from the 14th to the 18th century. Abby of Fall Mountain.
The piccolo.
Bo. Andrew.
Recorder.
The recorder is right. For 10 points, what is the traditional opening day of the annual term of the U.S. Supreme? Sorry about that. There's the sound. Ending our game, and look at this. It stayed that way all the way. A 5-point decision for 3 straight rounds. Fall Mountain 220 to 215 tonight in a tremendously played opening round game. We congratulate both teams for their performance here tonight. Hope you had fun at home as well with it, because we're going to do it all over again for you next week. Our final opening round game comes up in 1 week. That'll pit the team from Concord High School against Pinkerton Academy. That's our game next week. This has been a great one. See you next week. Good night, everybody.